What's up, people? Spoiler cool guy back in the stream. I know, y'all were probably asking where the stream was last night because I put up a new video. Usually I went on it, but I was too busy streaming on those channel. It was that busy. It was Astrid Space Games again. From now on, I'm just gonna play Activate games when if I'm asked for streaming on a channel. Like, if someone talked about back in June that 2004 came out, the only time I focused on was that channel. I like no time posting on time because that 2004 come out and to do reactive videos to tell you those titles. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm here today. I want to send Bruce's video came out yesterday. It's first game, the 34 hotels. Which is interesting. If you know what this is going on, I'll think it's just a minute. I gotta say for subscribe. A few things I want to say for have better Twitter space game Monday, but yesterday it was like longest weekend game Monday ever, I think, because it was almost an hour long. So yeah. I do some good ones to that one, the Blank Camera one, the Mrs. Halloween one, the I really could talk about it, figure two different launchbox slots, and I just remember another different launchbox. So I guess I thought that I remember the making sounds one that the phone launchbox did, but I forgot he did the one with the dude with the real face. No try to survive girlfriend, I think. The dating one, basically that one, him down for the phone launchbox. That one's real too. But that's real freaking the two was on the freaking Sweet Space Game Monday, like for real ice trades and freaking that toaster, like why? Like for real. And so yeah. That's where I begin my next my single reaction. And let's see what's going on. Oh wait, the next Mr. Fury as a poll. We'll probably post either later today after the stream or on Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday. Still thinking what Mr. Fury to put. I said we did 2 K of Arts period, so I've only done 1 K of Arts period Mr. Fury reactions. And that was the one thing parody. So yeah. Let's see. I just gotta put 2 other country ones. I'm about to get some taste out these Dean done because I done 2 taste out Dean rats for Night Train and Doorwood Anthem. So I'm actually doing some taste out Dean ones because I haven't touched much of taste out Dean since the first back in 2023. So in early 2023. So yeah. So I think I'll put some more taste out Dean ones on there. Like I'm gonna putting it down, but I definitely might get if I did put it down, I gonna have to 100% put like an ace or 6 on that video because of how freaking like just have to like put wire on that video. Like so if I did put it down, I'm definitely gonna put like an ace or 6 win on the freaking fridge. So yeah. So tonight I was gonna use that one. So, yeah. And then train. Let's see. Let's see if we say goodbye. I try by, right? So what other train I guess Hey Soul Sister. For the I'll see you one I can do when I can see it again. So I think I might say for the ones already. But yeah. For train Hazel Sister then from I'll see I do when I can see it again and someone's in the first record off me if you see yeah. Also, now my nose something that's been in the background for a long time. I forgot to notice it to point out, when they told the space my doesn't have time to, but I finally got my sign talk supposed to play back up finally. Put it back up yesterday. So it's finally back up there. Hopefully it doesn't fall down again. It's staying up, which is good, but I think it's gonna fall down again, which hopefully it does. But it's finally back up in the backup field. So now I bet it will see weird in my last few videos with my sign talk posts not being there. I think made this film sound like really more echoey, but now the post back out doesn't sound as echoey. So yeah. Which is good. Because I don't like it when it's echoey in here. Anyways, I say forget this now. I can to say about the by the time person first. So now the 34 is a superstition where the number 13 obviously is unlucky, and it's an unlucky number. I don't know how that superstition got started, so when did the number 13 superstition when did number 13 become unlucky? Yeah, because I don't think what's so unlucky about that number. Okay, so I'm gonna see what's came up on Bing here. So it says number 13 is considered unlucky due to very hysterical and close to police. The term for the fear number 13 is phobia, that's what I'm saying, which dates back to the mid-80s Europe. Jeez. It does, baptism may also from its text position. Blanket number 12 is obviously as a complete and perfect number. And no special loss, the story of Loki. This will capture like so, I think so, yeah. Because I back with Valhalla, where it was sorted as contributed to negative connotation. Oh, okay, that makes sense. On the Friday 13th, Tyson for his A, which I think I must react to the Friday 13th movies, and the turbo for my Halloween reacts for the young for the good business, restaurants, yeah. Anyways, no, I guess I can't say that word, but yeah. He's also probably, has other power, the success around the number. These factors combined, have places I still believe that the number 13 brings bad luck. Let me see. History has some good things usually. So let's see this. I can feel a few minutes. I'm sure want to read more about this. Because I remember when in school last year, I think we had a day where we talked about superstitions, and this was like one of them, the number 13. We also talked about see what was the most superstitions. Like breaking class wide, and I think walking with an umbrella inside those superstitions. So yeah. Let's see. No, don't care. Go away. I think that mean 10% US policy. Oh, that's only 10, so not that much. Okay, resource of financial losses in excess of $800 million. $800 million? What? That's period for a million thousand when the most case if you're working. The code of Hamburg was reportedly omitted a certain flaw from its list of legal rules. In reality, missing was no more than a clerical error made by one document's earliest translators who failed to include a lot of text. In fact, the code doesn't nuclearly list his laws at all. Does it figure about it? Seems maybe figure about it. Yeah,
you're just a little stitious, so you and everyone else knows not to walk under ladders. The consequences of breaking a mirror.
Yep, that one.
Avoid black cats.
Yeah, that one too. Black cats.
But unfortunately, there are many more lesser-known superstitions around the world that you could be violating right now. Are you cursing yourself, literally, by not watching on? It's the countdown of the world's most bizarre superstitions.
I see this. Don't say the dinner table. What?
First on the list, we've got a
lesson in dinner table. What's I'm thinking? Excuse me.
Not to speak with our mouths full, but there's an old Dutch superstition that singing at the dinner table attracts evil spirits. Folklorists have documented singing at the table superstitions in other places too.
But what if I'm singing like Mercy Me? A ableist band. Or like you wish bad by Force Frank. Does that count? What if you're singing if we hands up if you're wondering, hallelujah, hands up, sing hallelujah. You get coasting. I don't really agree with this one. What are we thinking at the dinner table? You were saying you can't sing. Sing like you're for wedding one. Sorry, they may sing that not a Mercy Me song. We'll continue.
Including Bohemia and North Carolina.
Not North Carolina, where I live. How dare you? I'm offended now. What's over singing at the dinner table? What? I suppose to set up and keep watching that video.
Origins of why the dinner table became a no-sing zone. Either a child with big dreams of becoming a pop star was so bad at singing that their parents resorted to inventing this superstition, or someone insisted on singing so badly during supper that it gave everyone nightmares. That's probably it.
What? Look how you know or not.
No,
why would you be doing that in the first place?
Is something you might hear when you're about to break a superstitious rule. But this next one is more of a no doy. Once the sun sets in Japan, Korea, India, and Turkey, you are strongly advised not to cut your nails. In Turkey and India, it's considered bad luck. But in Japan, a nighttime trim puts you at risk of ending your life prematurely. And then there's Korea. What? The story goes that if you cut your nails in the dark, the clippings will fall on the floor and rats will eat them, which causes them to turn into a monster version of you and terrorize you in your bed.
That sounds stupid.
How about don't do it because you'll cut them too short, which is a bigger nightmare than a rat monster in my opinion.
Yeah. Just don't whistle. I can't whistle
For
anyway,
most
so it's not the same
superstitions, the
thing. I
source of
can't
the
whistle.
stish
I
doesn't totally
don't
deserve their
whistle.
reputation.
That's whistling.
A
I
quack
don't
doesn't want to be
understand
stepped.
whistling is like really annoying to me, and I hate when people whistle. So yeah, I'm glad this one. I'm actually agreeing with.
On. It
Fully.
wants to be fixed, and a black cat can't help being black. But we have no sympathy for what's next on our list. Whistling. Whistling stinks. So no wonder it's believed that whistling will cause all sorts of trouble. In Turkey, it's believed that whistling at night summons the devil. Makes sense. We challenge you to listen to someone whistling at night and not be creeped out. In Estonia and Latvia, it is widely believed that whistling indoors may bring bad luck and therefore set the house on fire. And in Russia, whistling can lead to financial ruin, and it's pretty clear why. Whistling attracts dogs. You whistle inside, a pack of dogs comes running, they dig holes in your yard, tear up the pillows, and do you know how much it costs to feed 20 to 30 stray dogs? Enough to financially ruin most people, that's for sure. Also, some people can't whistle, and they feel pretty self-conscious about it, so why doesn't everyone agree to just not whistle, okay?
Exactly. Take it some.
Giving a thumbs up is commonly considered a thumbs up is Giving a
Oh,
thumbs
no,
up
I
is
don't
commonly
want to
considered. Some people can't
Oh,
whistle,
yeah,
and they feel pretty self-conscious about it, so why doesn't everyone agree to just not whistle, okay?
Take it some into your first. I mean, to your fist. I think it's meant to say fist, not to your foot. It makes no sense. Say to your fist, it rockets to a cemetery.
Giving a thumbs up is commonly considered a good thing, like when you're giving a positive movie review or when you're letting everybody know you're okay when you've got the wind knocked out of you. But that's not always the case in Japan, where if you're ever in a cemetery or near a funeral procession,
Japan has some weird things. I think we missed Japan. It was on this town, was it? What's on this channel? What's on last stream? I think I missed Japan. That was like I said, Brazil. But if you remember on my first channel before it got deleted because of it, but I used to box on Japanese mystery boxes with Mother Beast. But since have been to Mother Beast since 2023, haven't been able to do that anymore. I'm hoping one is I'm able to get my house on another Japanese mystery box somehow because I live in there and I want to feel because those are like some of my favorite videos I record like ever on the on my first channel. So yeah, but I did see some weird things at those Japanese mystery boxes. I got seaweed, I remember. Then I think wasabi another time. I think Feteska I would remember those figures. I remember some Feteska those videos on the stream or the Ordinary Maps channel, which is also deleted. Ugh. I got seaweed, wasabi. I got some weird like cookies, but I got some really good drinks. I think the drinks were like the only good part of it. I think no, because I did get this one quick tea drink that I didn't really like. So yeah, but I hope one day I maybe get my house another Japanese mystery box and unbox and then unbox in Japanese mystery box. Come today, I bought Japanese mystery box video since I think it would have been 2023. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been, or would it? No. Because that was 2020 was when I was, May 2020 was when I was on hiatus. So I think it's 2021. Did it been that long? I lived my house on a mystery box, but the same as I said, mystery box is expensive, and I don't think I would beat anytime soon. So I don't know, man. Hopefully one day I may get my hands on like an old timey mystery box, but yeah. So that's how I'm actually see what this one is actually saying. Because Japan has some weird things, like for real.
That's because the Japanese word for thumb directly translates to parent finger. So tucking it into your fist protects your parents from the spirit of death. Trust us, your parents will arigato you. Additionally, it's always smart to have your fists ready in a cemetery in case you encounter any ghouls.
Yeah, but that would not happen. So we're doing this.
Next on this list is a lesson of doing too much. Everything gets pretty gray and
weird.
stormy weather. And if you've ever watched a makeover show or read a fashion magazine, you know that dark, muted tones can always use a pop of color. But if you're braving the elements in the Philippines, it's best not to wear red. There's a Filipino superstition that it increases your chances of being struck by lightning. It makes sense. You're making yourself a fun little moving target for the gods.
Oh, true.
So unless you want to roll the dice that a jolt from the heavens turns you into a superhero, best to lean toward the cooler side of the color spectrum.
Well, sleep in a closed room with a fan
People
on.
in South Korea, mostly
Why?
from older generations, believe that sleeping in a
It
room
is like
with an
that because my
electric
room doesn't
fan
have
and
a
the door
fan,
closed will
so.
leave you dead by morning. Millennials report waking up in the morning after a hot night to discover their parents had opened their doors. A conspiracy says that the superstition picked up speed in the 1970s when the energy-strapped South Korean government released anti-fan propaganda to discourage people from using up electricity all night. According to the theory, a fan's blades chop up oxygen, turning it into carbon dioxide, making the air impossible to breathe and therefore fatal. Also, a fan blowing on you all night can make your body temperature drop so low that it causes hypothermia, then death. Every summer to this day, South Korean newscasters and grandmothers warn about fan death to anyone who will listen.
So it should come at night.
From a government
Why
conspiracy
would
in
it also
South
be
Korea,
come at
now to
night?
a conspiracy in Turkey that is so super,
Let
nobody
someone else
bothers
buy
to
one.
question it.
Like, why would you be
If
giving
you've
out
got a
one
big
and
date at
put on at night?
Istanbul's hottest new restaurant, you should probably stick to mouthwash to freshen your breath. That's because there's a Turkish superstition that once the sun goes down, chewing gum turns into the human flesh of the dead. Though nobody knows the true origin of this story, again, it's best to heed the warning since chewing human flesh is typically a deal breaker.
The outside can belong with.
Never has a superstition
Well,
been as
why would you
wholesome
also
as
be
this
knitting
one from
outside?
Iceland, which
Okay,
asserts that
Iceland,
knitting
right.
outdoors during the winter will prolong the season. The weather plays a big part in the lives of Icelanders, so there's many myths and superstitions around it. But long ago, that old Icelandic snowed up a nice tough winter, only to look down to see a little old lady casually knitting on her stoop. The nerve! Knitting on your stoop is actually forbidden in Iceland, so please take the scarf you've been working on for months inside.
Yeah,
Watch
for
out,
real.
groundhog. Granny Helga is moving in on your turf.
We talk about some New Year's Eve for good luck.
Eating your words will never taste as good as the time you spend New Year's Eve in
Okay.
Spain, where instead of announcing your resolutions, it is a tradition to eat, or at least attempt to eat, a dozen grapes, one per second, while the final 12 seconds of the year tick away. If you manage to chew and swallow all 12 grapes,
That makes
and people
sense.
do check, then you will have good luck in the new year. If you aren't able to chew all 12, you'll have bad luck, which probably means you're going to choke on the grapes. But wait, does choking give you bad luck? Or does the bad luck make you choke?
Stay indoors doing so.
Usually when you violate a superstition, someone will tell you
they
not
got
to
to look
worry.
at the
It's
sign of
not
it
the end
before
of
I
the
know.
world
I think
unless
that's
you're
it.
in India during a solar
Oh,
eclipse.
India. That's
In which
amazing.
case, sorry, no, the world is pretty much ending. It is widely believed that the
I'm
sun's
just saying-
rays become toxic during the event.
I think in the South by a couple, I just support them. A few days ago, they asking me if it does tell. I did say some Indian in that. Oh, what's that? Hindi? No, that was Indian, right? I don't freaking know. But I would say at this place of Indian in the my South by couple, so South by Indians.
So everyone stays inside. Cars pull off the road, some stockbrokers stop trading, and the local newspapers report on the event, warning people to stay indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Some people even fast for the entire day, fearing that the sun's rays may have poisoned their food.
Oh.
At the same time, and completely inconsistent with the above, some people believe that bearing a child up to its neck during an eclipse will cure them of their ailments.
Say rabbit.
Here we go. A nice, straightforward, and yet nonsensical British and North American superstition.
Oh,
Say
come on.
rabbit as
Hey.
the first words of the month, and you'll have good luck for the next 30 days. If you happen to miss your alarm that morning, do not fret. Just say tibber tibber when you go to sleep.
Oh, rabbit
Hint,
back.
Tibber is rabbit backwards.
Yep.
So it's whimsical. It's like a third grader came up with it for a class project. Why rabbit and not banana or bears? Because rabbits have been a symbol of luck in many cultures for over
rabbits
2,000
would.
years. Perhaps it's because rabbits use their speed and cunning to outwit predators.
No man was facing the bed.
According to seedy Times Square hotel rooms built in the 70s, mirrors facing the bed are supposed to be sexy. But according to the Chinese practice of feng shui, it's more like bow chicka womp womp. Mirrors facing the bed are believed to cause nightmares and soul stealing. A feng shui expert explains, when we sleep at night, our soul leaves the body. When the soul sees its own reflection, it gets startled. Hence the bad dreams and nightmares. Others say when a soul returns to the body, it may mistake the image in the mirror from the real body, hence the saying
Okay,
of soul
I can
stealing.
see that.
So no matter the circumstances, if you can see your bed's reflection,
One of
you
Marin
are
here
bound
sounds
for a
good.
rough night.
No playing yo-yos.
Everyone has had a run-in with some party
Well, I
poopers
got
on
off
the
a
way.
yo-yo.
But due to a particularly outrageous superstition, if you lived in Syria during the 1930s and played with a yo-yo, you ran the risk of encountering the literal fun police. Back then, Syria was experiencing a drought and extreme cold, which was having a disastrous effect on the nation's cattle. And the Muslim chiefs at Damascus believed the downward and upward cycle of the yo-yos were counteracting their prayers for rain. The chiefs expressed their concern over the toy's evil influence to the prime minister, who immediately sent police into the streets to confiscate any and all yo-yos, no matter how the dog. So there you have them, the superstitions of all
I think that
time.
most
Look at
bizarre one
cultures
has
from-
to be I don't know, there were a lot of dumb flying this. But no playing yo-yos. So, I guess that makes sense because if it goes down, come back up. Like it's supposed to go down, not up. So I guess I can see that. But so that's a cool superstition. All right, we're wasting our time. Let's get to the set pussy because it seems to wait long enough. This scene will be out long because it's 20 minutes. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get straight into this. The first game, the slutty floor, and I was a superstition we'll talk about. So I guess I feel was absolutely interested because I didn't know about those superstitions. So I'll see maybe if I say rabbit on 4th of January next year. But it's good luck or anything. So yeah. Anyways.
Did you know that 90% of hotels don't have a 13th floor because of the negative superstition associated with the number 13? Well, believe it or not, it's absolutely true because developers of the buildings didn't that guests would want to
I think this book. I gotta start clicking like tabs like later.
Stay on the 13th floor because they'd be haunted. And interestingly, in many cases when there is a 13th floor, there ends up actually unironically being a lot of hauntings and or killings that happen on these floors. So that's all to say that the 13th floor of hotel why we'll be exploring them today, because I found a combination of haunted hotels that technically don't have a 13th floor and some hotels that still do have a 13th floor. And so we're going to be checking them all out today in this video. So with all that being said, make sure to grab your ghost popcorn and let's do this. Guys, behind me is Jersey. This is apparently one of the most haunted hotels in all of New Jersey. The reason being is because a lot of people have reported upon walking in, since it has a more chill, they get overwhelming because there's potentially ghosts that they hear and the vibes are lights are flickering, elevator cards don't work. A lot of things are apparently off here, and I'm excited to go to the 13th. Creepy. I also got a room here, so we can also check out the room while we're here. Let's see what's on this 13th floor. It's raining outside too as well, so adding to the creepy vibes. So these are all the presidents that have stayed at this hotel. Notably, assassinated, dropped a bomb, got in office, good face. So I wonder something great news. So we just checked in and we are on the 12th floor, which I believe is their proxy for the 13th floor. So I don't think they're going to have a 13th. Check it out. All right, guys, we're officially in the elevator at the Robert Reed Hotel. You'll notice the 12th floor, which is effectively their 13th floor because they are skipping the 13th floor. Let's see what it is. Here it goes. Elevator's about to open. I wonder what's going to be here. Here. Okay, our room is over there, but there's nobody there. Hello? Hello? So as soon as we got off the floor on this 13th floor, i.e. the 12th floor, there was just a guy that was looking the other direction, knocking, as you saw, knocking multiple times in a row. He must have knocked like 6 or 7 times in a row. Nobody would answer the door. We tried to capture some footage of the peephole. He was right across from our room. Really weird start, just having a random person in the hallway like that. Very creepy vibes here, though, upon the immediate entrance onto the 13th floor. Since the room is technically on the 13th floor, I'm going to look for certain things with this black light right here. So maybe there's some scratches on the wall, maybe some blood. I literally see something right there, actually. I don't know what that is. Also want to hear some sort of like ghost wailings that some of these people on Reddit and the paranormal forums have reported, and just anything else that I'd consider spooky. So let's go ahead and use this black light first, and I'll let you know if I see anything. Oh my God. Ooh. Did you hear that? I think I just heard something. It was like a really loud door shut, followed by a little bit of a scream. Again? Yeah, maybe a little bit scuffed, probably. So That door has opened and closed 3 times in a row. The beds are pretty clean overall. I'm not seeing too many signs of ghost activity in the room, which is good. I think it's all reserved for the hallway, but I do want to look out for some sort of sound. So I'm going to go to the bathroom and try to hear some of these wails. I'm going to listen in on the wall here, see if there's anything. No, that's good there. Let's try here. Okay, nothing. There's a door up there. I don't think that's accessible. And I am hearing some sort of noise, not the AC, it's not the things above us, which technically would be that missing 13th floor. So, I mean, if you like, almost looks like hand streaks. Look at that. It looks like almost that's legit. This is legit a hand. Those are fingerprints right there. Toilet, and they're just holding on for dear life. Let's even check this. No, okay, it's right there. Even there, starting to gets weirdly booked towards the elevator because of that delay. Actually looks like hell. So 1206 is the room across from us. That was the room that the really weird activity we knocked. Go ahead, the ice over here. It's always a bit strange just having a plant just in the middle of the hallway like so. Okay, let's see if the ice machine's working first. It's loud. I mean, other than that, just like look down this hallway. It's a very strange hallway. And this is like a pretty nice hotel. I mean, it's like a vintage hotel, but it's not like it's dirty or anything. It's just like very creepy. Now, since we're unable, as you can see, we're at 412.
Are we good? Yeah, I have to reshare the screen. Hold on. I was saying about we went to my school Chroma, but yeah, I don't want to have to do that. Still not. Jeez. There it is.
The 14th floor, as noted. I'm going to go happening here. Sounds like this is about to explode, right? Got way louder. So unlike the 13th floor, there is an additional hallway down at the end here. So this is actually additional elevators to the hotel lobby. I think it's worth going in one of those additional elevators. Maybe they have a 13th floor there, or maybe there's some other ends of the Robert Treat Hotel attorneys on site on their thing, and they need to have some attorneys on site. Okay, so that's very creepy. There's like some kids store or a kids library or playground room in there that has card act down. And in these different hotel elevators, there's still no 13th floor. So let's go ahead to the lobby because I think that's just about as much as we can do in this place. So we're going down now. That was way more adventurous than I expected it to be. The Robert Treat Hotel, 100% haunted. There are some crazy things happening on the 12th and 14th floor, which is effectively the 13th floor. So let's get out of here. If we can.
Just got to send that alternative universe.
Are we stuck in here? All right, change of plans. We have to go back into the other elevator bank to leave. So it tells us that we can go here, but it turns out we can't actually go here.
Oh.
What? Is this the same exit that naturally stumble upon these places? It's like we're in the Squid Game building. Okay, exit lobby. Okay, and then I think I'm trapped in this hotel. It says exit.
I know been happening in the past 2 Sambucha videos. I just don't get in that video, Matt Ball. If you remember, he I'm actually trying to find out the backgrounds of like a mall, and I almost got trapped there. Then he almost got caught by a security. What's been the bigger past through that Blizzard videos? What about the freaking Creator Games video, man? Or in that case, where the freaking Olympus video? What's freaking happened? It was like so good for like places like rest stops, the Airbnb, and then what been happening ever since then? Why did it feel so tone creepy? It's like all it feels gonna be like creepy. I said it was gonna start making creepy in freaking October, and that's creepy months. What's the bit of freaking reason that was a bit creepy? So, but can we go back to you actually making like happy content, please? Because I'm not liking where the rest of your channel is going right now. Like, what is scaring everybody? Like, come on. Like what? Oh, I want to come back. I want him to go back to freaking let's get an Airbnb basements, I guess. I don't know. Something less creepy than this. Anyways.
Early. All I want to do is leave the hotel. Hotel. Never mind the 13th floor. This is like the negative 13th is darkness. Any direction you go in, there's no overhead lighting either beyond what you can see right here. This door, in fact, says danger. Do not enter elevator pit, which implies that if you open that door, you will step and fall into a pit that'll probably end up killing. Let's get out of here. So this is now a totally different elevator, actually, but it still looks to be functioning within the Robert Treat Hotel. I'm going to go back to the 12th floor because ironically, that's where I have the most comfort. But if you think about it, the only reason we're able to access all of that is through the 13th floor. Oh, this hotel was definitely a treat, no pun intended. Tons of ghost and haunted activity happening here in the 13th floor. This was pretty wild. The next segments, I'm sure, are going to be even crazier. So let's move on. All right, guys. So now we're in Manhattan at the Jane Hotel. It's in Chelsea in Manhattan. This notably was where the 1912 Titanic survivors were housed after obviously the Titanic sank. They all came here. And because of that, there was a giant memorial that was held afterwards of funeral processions. And since then, there have apparently been certain ghost sightings and a lot of potentially haunting things that have happened at this hotel.
The Titanic, man. Like I get the whole freaking fear of Titanic, man. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know that much about the Titanic. I've even seen the full movie of the Titanic, the Leonardo DiCaprio one. Yeah. But I can tell you that the Titanic was like a sad thing. I don't want my Titanic to take it down. But I'm just gonna say there's a chance that the whole Titanic story is fake. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna use the chance to take it down. That's what I was supposed to say. The reason people say that's because I think that the boat that people say was the Titanic was actually a different boat called the Olympic, and they just switched out because to receive money. So you don't see the whole free on that, but that field's been taken down. So. Yeah, I think it has it? Yes, if you were talking about the Titanic conspiracy was taken down, if I remember. Yeah. No, I don't think it was. So yeah, but there's a lot of proof. I guess probably just look up that story right now. I know we're going off the wells here again, but Titanic fake no, Titanic is the Titanic sinking? Is that what it is? Fake. I think. Let's see. I think this is it. This is it. Yeah, I did. This is it. I found it. I'm trying to see my screen again. Hope it doesn't lag. Please don't lag. Hold on. It's doing some signing and stuff, but it's saying, and I see the testing. I'm on a series test to sit, but stick was swapped. What the frick is it doing? Why is it pulling up a pop up? it's getting sus to sign in. Fine, accept me. I don't care. I could not lagging. Alright, so that's what's good time persisted the Olympic as part of an insurance scam. It says after the coast got explicitly claimed the White Star Line, disguised as Dominic Olympic said that attempt to recoup losses, but his lawyers agreed the evidence does add up. As was how the key difference between insurance discrepancies and physical evidence was that Titanic records that disproved the Swiss theory. But this idea in the United States outside the limits of movies were good, so there was such a time. But technically remarkable ship. But Squeezy says that has close lines. But was it actually the Titanic that sank? Agree on one fast. So you're saying the ice was in the Atlantic on April 15, 1912. Was that for how past the ship died? Yep. The conspiracy says the time was actually the time come off of the ship. The White Star Line had promised. My White Star something for a voyage for Southampton to New York and ship built at the top of the line. Titanic was actually an old ship, the Olympic. So it was a source scan gone wrong. So can I post a picture of like the Olympic? Go like Titanic versus the Olympic. Titanic versus the Olympic. Yeah. Because they look like so freaking similar. Like it's uncanny. Let me see. This is do there. Wait, what if we did just do there? No, can I? There we go. I think it's in here. I don't know what's happened, y'all. This one good. Yeah, y'all. Hold on, can I just open this image in a new tab? Yeah, there we go. Why is it like so same day? Come on now. Alright, there we go. Alright, let me start sharing the screen again. I know this is destined so everything like autoproof, but so this is the one left of the Olympic. The one is like Titanic. And it do look a lot similar, but there's like more proof, but I can't get that. I don't think it's a pixels also all that. Where there is. No. Yeah, no. But I'm just gonna say I don't know if I believe that's true because I honestly I'll be so freaking upset if the story of the Titanic was fake and wasn't real. Because of a freaking insurance scam, but at the same time, people really question us, and I was like, yeah. So if that's true, that seems to it might be true. I mean, I don't want to say it's true because I don't believe the story that the Titanic was real, but I think it might be fake. I don't know. Anyways, you might see the video. I'm gonna get sidetracked, please.
So we're gonna go inside to investigate. They don't necessarily have, I think, a 13th floor. So we're going to see some of their more different floors that could possibly be haunted, as well as going into the room, which we have. So let's do this. A little bit of the back rooms here. Okay, found the elevator. So we just checked in. We're going to be on the 3rd floor. Let's head inside. Really interesting vibe here. I don't know how I would describe it. There is not a 13th floor. So we're going to go ahead and do the room that I ended up booking because let's see if we see any haunted activity happening here. The drum roll in this black painted elevator, which is a little bit strange. This is also the room key looks like.
3rd floor.
What?
Wait, what?
Okay, it went from like a little disco fun downstairs, like vintage leather couches and stuff on. We had a nice guy greet us, almost like you were at some sort of like Ben 10 with like the wood paneling, and then we're in a haunted house all of a sudden. We have like the red light from the exit. We have multiple attics overhead, and then if you look at the door, it's just like the most narrow door frame. It just looks like a ChatGPT generated haunted hallway. Nonetheless, let's proceed to room 343. Look at the doors. Look at these lights. It looks like a haunted house. And then there is a shared bathroom in here. So I guess there's not a bathroom in the room. So we're going hostel style here, I believe. Just to show you how narrow these hallways are. You couldn't even fit like a large size luggage in here if you were traveling to New York City. Well, how big is this hallway? So room 355 doesn't have a door handle. It looks to be completely abandoned.
What does 355 add up to?
11.
Wait, five.
So room 355 to 13 is abandoned. What is this? It's just, there's nothing in here. There is no way this is the size of this room. Oh, the lights don't even work in here. Oh, here we go. You're telling me this is the size of the hotel room? What's out this window? All right, it's like a construction site. What a strange room. But the digits of this room, which happens to be an abandoned room, add up to 13. If this is indicative of what's to come in our room adds up to 10.
Shout out Halo fans.
Oh my gosh. So we made it inside. I'm not even joking. This is all I've ever been. This is no more than 5 feet, 6 feet. If you are somebody who is over 6 feet tall, like I am, it would be really impossible to lay down here unless you're taking the diagonal. So this bunk bed, it's a really interesting layout. It looks like pretty clean overall. A bit spooky how there's not a lot of room to move around. I guess that bathroom is definitely a shared bathroom, clearly, because no room to do anything in here. Let's make a look to the space. You even have a little mini TV up there. Once again, the smallest TV I've ever seen. The size of a top screen. Let me see what it's on the top bunk. And here's bunk bed. So let's see if all I'm getting up here. We have a single bed right here, and my feet are touching the wood. Definitely nice and cozy here. Wow, New York City living, and this $50 a night and get to it's actually kind of charming. If you're coming to New York City and you really want to like be a New Yorker and live in a condensed space, this is going to be it. This place is quite interesting. I don't know what their vibe is. I think it's like maybe Japanese or like Asian feng shui or something.
It's the size of like a pod hotel.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it is the size of a pod hotel. Mixed, of course, with like that good old American haunting. Quite the interesting spot. There was another room at the end of the hallway that I saw that I'm going to try to get access to. But as far as the room goes, I mean, there's nothing to tour. This is it. Like, this is the end of the room, and here's the other end of the room. You've seen everything here. It's cool having an outlet on the ceiling. You don't see that often. So if you want to charge your bed or
your Tesla bed.
So if you want to charge your phone, you can just do it there. It's incredibly creepy or haunted, though. This floor, though, absolutely. All right, let's see if we missed anything else on this floor, but I think I'm already a little bit spooked. So here's that door that I was alluding to. Okay, it's locked, so we can't access it. I'm going to see if there's another floor we can access, because I noticed that there was an M, maybe a mezzanine floor that I think you could access if you have one of these keys. So let's see if there's anything else around this hotel, and then we'll get out of here. All right, let's go to this M. Oh my gosh, the M doesn't work. What about the N or the Y? Okay, with the B? Looks like we're getting out of here because none of the other floors are accessible, unfortunately, and there's stairwell. There was another that said out of order. That must have been the stairway. So this hotel, I think we've exhausted pretty much everything in it. So I'm going to go ahead and check out, and we're going to move on to the next hotel. All right, guys, we are outside of the Hilton in Midtown Manhattan. Notably, this Hilton is where the United Healthcare CEO was assassinated by Luigi Mangione, literally right behind me. So this place already has a little bit of a haunting to it, but notably it also has third floor, which is incredibly unique. So go ahead and see what the floor is all about. All right, so we're about to go inside right now. This is a very popular hotel, so I think there's a lot of people staying here. I don't know if that adds or subtracts from the overall haunted nature of it. Let's go in. There's like shopping malls attached to it, so it's a little bit more than a hotel even. So they had a lot of security at the front, I think because of some recent events that happened. And we are actually on the 31st floor. So we are pretty far into this. Before we go to the 13th floor, I think we're gonna check out the room on the 31st floor, which interestingly, inversely, is floor 13. All right, so we are checking into 3101, which is our room here. 31, we take inverse, that is of course 13, but we are trying to access the 13th floor as well. So hopefully we can get there, but they were pretty strict about which floor you can access. We might have to do a little bit of finessing in order to get to the 13th floor. Nonetheless, let's see what this room looks like, just to get an idea of what we're playing with. Oh, well, definitely nothing too haunted here. Granted, we are on the 31st floor, so I didn't expect, we were like really high up. Actually, I have quite a nice view of Manhattan. If you peek out there, that's like pretty prestige. People pay good money to stay in this room. Got it for a little bit of a discount because I booked so late. Nice big TV. Bathroom's super nice too in here. We have some Crabtree shampoo and shower gel, soap, a lot of hand towels, really nice closet. A mirror that appears a little crooked, unless I'm just going crazy there. But I really like this room, but that's why we're here. We are here for the 13th floor, so let's go check it out. All right, guys, so we 13th floor. Fortunately, have access to your bank for 1 to 15 to a floor that was the closest realistically that we can get. We're going to try to get to 13th, perhaps through this stairwell. I have a feeling that if you try to go through, you're going to get locked out. Actually, check. All right, let's send it under the. Okay, so we're currently in the stairwell. Let's see if they have a 13th floor like it was promised. It would be very if they do. So the Hilton Town New York actually has a 13th floor. This is the first one that we're seeing. This is super hype. I'm excited to go inside. So far, not like super haunting vibes, but this is a first for us. It looks like it's written to A stands floor. So
Weird that that's not like it's a 13th floor.
let's get going then. So I want to find the coveted room 1313, and I don't know if they got rid of that because that room is just like double bed if you stay in something like that. But it's already so weird seeing all these 13th floor rooms because most of the time people get rid of the 13th floors, as you guys have seen. This is a really rare instance in which they don't care at all. And you can make the argument, maybe that's why some bad things are currently happening to the Hilton. So let's find this 1313. I'd be really surprised if that exists. Let's see if they have it. On the 13th floor in the Hilton in Midtown, there's a room 1313. I didn't think we would find that today. That is a really rare find. I don't think there is another hotel in all of the Northeast that has a 13th floor and a 1313. Incredibly rare site right there. Hopefully nobody's staying in there. Very haunting though. There's also a lot of abandoned service carts in this service room that is for room service and for the cleanup and stuff for housekeeping, but nobody seems to be in there. So at the end, you just have a dark room with a lot of towels, blankets, vacuums, and cleaning supplies. You never really get to see the inside of it. It's the 13th floor, just an abandoned closet like that. Really cool. I'll dip my foot in just to say I was in there, but I don't want to be disrespectful to the housekeeping staff or anything like that. I didn't even realize these things were like electric too. Like, what is this for? Like, we can have that. I guess they're motorized, so you don't have to actually push it yourself. There seems to be some sort of like pulley to allow you to push it. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get out of here. On the 13th floor, they even have a 13th car, which is A3. A, of course, representing 1. Oh, I think we're actually taking it right now. This is like the ultimate 13th transportation elevator, and I'm pretty sure it's about to arrive. Wow, there it is. There's that rare sight. The 13th floor, here we are. Now we're heading to the lobby. I would propose. And it's gone. This was a really interesting hotel having the 13th floor and everything that was on there. So I'm really happy we're able to access it. I thought we weren't going to be able to at first when they assigned us the 31st floor. Nonetheless, really cool seeing like behind the scenes of the housekeeping and just generally seeing a 1313 room, which I thought didn't exist anywhere in the world, but there you have it. Let's move on to the next hotel then. Right now we are on Broadway and 44th Street at Hotel Edison, which is behind me. It is one of the most storied hotels in Times Square. Hotel Edison is known to be a ghastly and ghostly sight, mainly because of the last celebrities that have come through here and a lot of crazy things that this hotel has seen in Times Square behind me. This hotel is known to have a lot of things happen in the lobby, in the rooms, and mainly in the elevator banks, including things like flickering lights. And then, of course, the 13th floor has its own lore added to it. So I have a room here. We're going to see if we could access the 13th floor and see if there's any sort of jank going on there. Let's go inside. It has like that old-timey font. There is a 13th floor, and you're unable to access any floor that is not yours. At least that's my hypothesis. I spoke too soon. We are actually able to access the 14th floor, which looks to be the actual 13th floor because it goes 1, 2, and then so on and so forth. So we're gonna go to this 14th floor and we're gonna see what's on it. So the vibes of this hotel are honestly a little bit strange. It's Art Deco. Really bizarre long hallways that are pretty wide too. And like the pattern of the carpet and the floor is such that it just doesn't really look like a hotel too much. Yeah, this hotel is Art Deco, so that's the design and aesthetic to this place because it was made in the place. So it is fairly unique. In the lobby, they have a lot of weird protocols too. Credit card machine wasn't working. There was like this barefoot girl that was trying to run outside and security had to stop her. There was like a family that was checking out for like 12 minutes. So a lot of interesting things happening in the lobby. So I expect a lot more on the 13th floor. So let's walk around and see. They have an electrical room. Let's see if they have room 1413. Although first they have water, it's just ice. It's just ice. Why say water if it's just ice? All right, so we're looking for room 1413 because that's the closest we're going to get to a true 13th floor. So we are on the 13th floor technically. Oh, notably they pass it. So 1409, 1411, it should be this next one, but then it's 1415. So there's just a gap right here where 1413 should be. So interestingly, they chose to omit it from their floor for superstitious reasons for the same reason the 13th floor just doesn't exist. I have an old time rotary phone here that doesn't look to work. Maybe it's just for the design, but I am going to pick it up and see if it has a dial tone. Oh, it does.
Good evening, hotel.
Somebody picked it up. All right. I probably just spooked him out. He just got like a ghost call from somebody who is not actually a ghost. Okay. A lot of abandoned housekeeping carts that I've noticed. They just leave them out. I guess it's good if you could like see a water, you could just grab one or something. But otherwise, it's just a really quiet floor. I could hear my voice echo amongst the walls. The walls, they just like, they have good acoustic paneling. They have this old, I'm guessing 1930s US mail chute. So if you do have to send something out through the post office, I'm guessing you just drop it in. Shoot, that goes right down. I think even at the bottom of this is a USPS, if I remember, right on like the side of Times Square. So I don't know if it goes directly to them. Maybe it goes into some tube that they then feed to them. Nonetheless, a really cool, unique artifact that they kept around. Let's check out the room though, because I think this place is going to have some really interesting rooms. There's Cold Stone right next to the rotary phone. How do you even work this? I don't remember. I don't know what I just called. Somebody's just getting a random phone call right now. I think you like take the number and then you drag it to there and then it counts. Nice touch. Let's go into the room though. Check it out before we get out of here. What was the room number? 2019. Good year. 2019 this way. What?
Oh, this is.
Oh, down here. So 2015, good year to 29, great year. Here, oh, that's strange. Never seen that before. What? Like open it and there's just panel like just right in front of you. Complete. It only gets to one side of the room. Really weird setup, but the room is very spacious. It'd be great if I could find a light. Wow, that TV does not closet. So it comes with Starbucks coffee. A little bit high grade. There's actually a YouTube ad right outside of it. Allows it to not be haunted because you always have the bright lights here, so it's never like, I guess, too dark in this room. Even with this down, I'm sure there's just like a whole bunch of light. It doesn't do not open. I wonder if it's because they've houses in which people have to jump at them. I wouldn't be surprised being on Broadway. You have a lot of celebrities and high profile people come through with lots of stress. But down there is just the midst of Times Square. So this is Hotel Edison. DC side, like a little bit of a weird vibe here though. As for carpet, any place with this type of carpet, its own idiosyncrasies to it that I think qualify as a really creepy floor in their hotel. Hotel Carter. Hotel Carter is notorious for being one of the worst hotels in New York City history. At one point, it had on TripAdvisor 1.7 stars, and on Google review, I think it was like high, seasonally bad for a Manhattan hotel, especially a high-rise hotel. It wasn't even like a small boutique one. I think it has around 14 floors, so it did actually have a 13th floor that many people said was haunted. Here's some B-roll of what it looked like on the inside. It's been closed for 10 years now, so unfortunately we can't go inside. This B-roll that we shot, plus from what you see online, is kind of the extent of it. I think it's in the process of being completely demoed, which I've said, because I would have loved to go inside of the hotel and see if there's any ghosts, because apparently there were, because a lot of celebrities and political figures stayed inside of here, and it's right outside of Times Square and Broadway, so a lot of action happened here. But that's it. This next hotel is called Z. Now, there's not much lore behind it. It's not necessarily haunted. I don't even know if there's a 13th floor, but least 13. So a lot of these hotels are doing the 12th and 14th floor in substitution for 13. So we'll see what they have. I mean, as you can see all the way up, I think they have at least 13. It looks like maybe 15 or 16. We're going to check it out right now. Here is the elevator bank. And the first thing I'm noticing is we are missing the 13th floor. All right, so we were put on the 8th floor. So I am in room 811, and that's fine because we're still able to access the 12th or 14th floor, which is great. I'm going to stop first at the 8th floor so I can check out just the room, and then we're going to move to the 12th/14th floor. Pretty nice hotel. Overall, it's just very modern. I think it's one of the tallest hotels in Jersey City, if not the tallest. Room 811 should be right here. Here's some crying babies though. It's a good sign though. It's a sign of life. Okay, and what do we got? Ooh, wow, fancy. You got a kitchen and everything. It's like a little apartment, little studio. Okay, very cool. Infinitely less creepy than a lot of the other spots. It does have a little bit of a funk to it, some sort of smell. I don't know if my nose is just sensitive. Now, one thing I am looking out for, because we are in a Marriott, is a Book of Mormon. So for Mormonism, they have their Bible, which is the Book of Mormon. It's apparently always in the drawer of any Marriott hotel because the founders of the hotel had ties with John Smith of the Mormonism faith. So let's go ahead and look in here to see if we could find it. That'd be a pretty funny Easter egg. I'm assuming it's going to be bedside. Okay, not there. So it must be on the other one. Let's see if this was a complete lie or if it's true. Oh, they do have it. That is crazy. Book of Mormon. Another Testament of Jesus Christ, and the Holy Bible here. So they have the obviously is great to read, but it may also be used for exorcisms that could happen here because maybe there is some haunted activity. This, on the other hand, I've never actually read this in my life. Quite interesting how any Marriott you stay at should have a Book of Mormon there. All right, Utah, let's go into the hotel elevator now and see what we can find. So we're going to start by going to the floor of this hotel, because the 13th can usually be either the 14th. It's what we've been doing. We'll walk up the stairs to see if there is anything in between the 12th and 14th floor, or if there's just anything crazy on one of these floors. So the 8th floor is pretty standard. We saw the room was definitely interesting with that Book of Mormon, the Bible on the bedside. Nothing too concerning, but here we go. Going down. All right, so at first glance, things seem to be normal. It's just a normal floor. We're going to be thorough, though, in case we find anything here. I'm not seeing anything. Is this the end of our journey? It is. So Michael noted that there was a room 1213. So the Algonquin in New York City actually stripped the number 13 from the suffix of any of their room numbers, but this hotel does have a room 1213. So 13 is still available. Let's see if we're being fooled and if there's actually a 13th floor. So we're just on 12. This is one continuous shot, and it goes right to 14. I was like, pastina with butter. The ghosts are cooking here. This floor smells great. Actually, this floor is notably missing the 13th room. So we have 1412, 1411, 1414. If you'll recall, one floor below, there was 1213 that was right over here. So this floor doesn't have it. So maybe the only floor that even has the suffix 13 is 1213, which is crazy. I want to see, let's go to one more floor to check out whether or not maybe that was just a fluke. Maybe this floor, for whatever reason, isn't built with like that segment, because that's strange. You would think it's the same exact layout, but it's entirely different. Let's go to 11. So we made it to floor 11 now. We're going to see if there's 1113. Okay, so this room exists on the 11th floor. So there's 1113, there's 1213, there's not 1413, which means on the 13th floor, which is technically the 14th floor, there isn't a 13 at the end of it. So that has to be superstitious. There has to be a reason as to why they chose to omit it. That's crazy. All right, Residence Inn by Marriott. I guess you guys abide by the 13th conspiracy, which I totally get. That's cool as hell. Maybe even when they built the building, they just didn't include that little segment because they knew when they were planning this thing out that they weren't going to have that room on it. Because like there's not even like a space for it. It's not renumbered it to something else. It just doesn't exist. It makes you think from like a architectural angle, they just chose to completely not have it.
All right, guys, well, that was a lot of fun and also quite scary going on the 13th floor of these hotels. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to see more content, click the subscribe button.
no,
I'll
good
see you
thing
next
was that
time.
boost out. No, it's really amazing. As I was saying, Max knew it was about it. But cool video, and yeah, can't believe it's about to make it no more content and not keep out. Typically, keep content for October samples, like for real. Anyways, next video should be uploaded on. Let me think here, Friday or Saturday. If it's up on Friday, there's no way I could add to it. If I go to Saturday to add to it, because I'll be going do it time for my school. But if it comes also Saturday, then there's be able to add to it on that day. So yeah, because I'm pretty much they put Saturday. So yeah. It was cool video and some cool superstitions. I mean, I was best to be 1 hour long because like guys started about superstitions, crazy superstitions, and that was 13 like became another lucky number. And they were talking about the attack, so it could possibly be a fake. So yeah, I'll leave you out the stream a lot. Then but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Much watching. I'm gonna be posting that mystery resin poll. I think on Thursday. So yeah, stay tuned. So different than mystery resin poll. And of course, y'all gonna get my next I think I'll see the 2 episodes reactions, episodes 2 to 3. And then yeah, and I think I came up with a new idea. I'll find a post for the music video reaction post for a week. And of course, so once I put the music video reaction post out on Thursday, now of course next Thursday. So yeah, so it gives y'all time to get y'all answers in and everything. So yeah. And so I was saying for the stream. I know I'm longest stream in a while. Thanks. Yeah. Last long time I did was I mentioned the game safe not for top back stream, but yeah. Anyways, once watching, get subscribed and skin must have for subscribers. And also the VMAs has been here in a few weeks, isn't it? When are the VMAs? Wait, I tell them the VMAs. Wait, when is it? September 7th. That is okay, y'all. This Saturday I can get on that. Okay, so this Saturday I could be doing the VMAs. I can do the same thing from the Kids Choice Awards. Back available on my access to the VMAs to Vimeo. Then I do a raspberry day later on the winners. So yeah. On the VMAs. So yeah. I post all 9 days. So hold my boy posting wins. Come on. Anyways, so all say much watching. So then afternoon wherever you live. And I'll talk to you all soon. This is